Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat on Michigan Business Network. Jeffrey Mosher sitting in for Chris Holman on the road, on the island, Mackinac Policy Conference 2019, and we're here at Media Row in the dining room of the Grand Hotel, and one of the individuals that we try to catch up with at the Mackinac Policy Conference each year is Pradip Sengupta. Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, Pradip.
Thank you very much for inviting me for this interview. I always enjoy talking to you and Chris.
And I didn't credential him, so just to fill in those that might not be familiar, he is the president and CEO of IPS Technology Services. But you can share the story of what IPS is all about.
Well, thank you. I'll be happy to. So we are an IT solutions company primarily, and we also do staffing. So what we do is we build a lot of complex, simple applications to add value to our clients' business. So using our applications, they can get rid of duplicate entries, and they can cut down the cycle time, automate various steps within the process. So what we do is we sit down with the client, understand their current process, and we don't build applications, just to build an application. So we got to make sure that we build something that they can use and get the ROI from. So what happens is that we take a look at their the processes, right? And then we cut out the non-value-added activities, because junk in, junk out, right? I mean,
Sure.
if we build a system based on the current process, which may be cumbersome, right? So there's no point building a system. It's like repeating, allowing them to repeat their, if I may say, sins, right?
Sure.
So we do that, and then after we build the application, the process, we build the application to support that. And we do it up in the cloud, meaning, all you need is a browser, or we also do it on mobile apps.
All right. So a few of the clients would be advised your website, just mobilely optimized, would be sufficient enough of a platform on a mobile device that there's no need necessarily to take the step of an application. But for those that need or have services that are of value through apps, then you step in and thoughtfully organize it so that it's systematic for the customer.
Correct. And just to clarify, app sometimes means it's mobile app. We do application, custom application.
Excellent.
Pardon me. And that could be part of the web. It's available through the internet. And if I may, we have been growing quite constantly, but what we wanted to do is to grow through acquisition. Mm-hmm. And may I continue?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so we do staffing, and then opportunity presented itself where we found this drug testing company, which is a necessary step for people for onboarding a new employee, right? So we do it for our clients who are contracting with us to get some staffing done, right? So these consultants, once they are selected, then they need to go through drug testing. So we acquired that company, but there are two reasons, other than the opportunity kind of presented itself. There are two reasons we purchased that for. So one is that they're leveraging of clients. So when, by acquisition, we got 50 very large clients that came that are already using drug testing services. So we are trying to leverage our IT services and try to kind of upsell things like that. And the second reason is that they also do DOT, Department of Transport, random drug testing. So all these limos and truck drivers and transportation companies, they have a long list of drivers, and they have to go through random drug testing. So the drivers will be called, they will have to appear within 24 hours at a place to drop specimen and stuff like that, and that way it's random. So that has been settled, meaning we closed the business. We closed the acquisition, and now it's a part of IPS. So I'm hoping great. I have my hopes up there that we are going to multiply in geometrical progression.
Tremendous. So, how does Industry 4.0 or the Internet of Things mold or weave itself through your ecosystem?
Well, that's a great question. So, if IoT and call it Industry 4, call it whatever, to data mining or AI, we do all of that. So basically, these are a systematic way of thinking how a business should run and build application around it, right? Now what happens is that the technology changes, the underlying framework changes, right? It evolves. So AI is such an evolution, right? So since we are application programmers, we are always on top of the technology. So what we try to do is that leverage that to even develop better solutions, faster, cheaper. So the way it weaves into our thought process or in the process is that the client requests, do we have AI or not? And we have developers that will do that,
Excellent. Now, are you based in Troy or the Troy Metro? Where exactly do you call the corporate home?
The corporate home is on Big Beaver Road and 75 Troy downtown or main corridor, And we also have a footprint in India.
Okay.
So we do a lot of heavy lifting there, and I can pass the savings to my clients because it will be cheaper. But in terms of experience, we have 15 plus years of experienced developers.
Well, Pradip, thank you so much for spending some time with the Michigan Business Beat today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you.
Excellent. Once again, we've just had the president and CEO of IPS Technology Services out of Troy, Michigan, and in India as well, Pradip Sengupta. And we'll be back with more on the Michigan Business Beat on Michigan Business Network.